Now for global business updates, Bosin Omofaye joins us. Good morning, Bosin.
Good morning, Doctor, and good morning to the rest of the team. Morning, Rufai. Okay, Asia Pacific markets rose, mostly rose today, breaking rank with Wall Street overnight session, which saw key benchmarks slide as investors digested a sticky U.S. inflation report. Hong Kong markets were closed Friday for a public holiday. Japan's Nikkei 225 jumped 0.57%. Australia's S&P ASX 200 slipped 0.1%. In the meantime, oil prices on Friday eased on Friday after a rally the previous day, but prices remain set for a second straight weekly gain as investors weigh the impact of hurricane damage on U.S. demand against any broad supply disruption if Israel attacks Iranian oil sites. Brent crude fell 0.56% to $88 a barrel at 6:32 GMT. U.S. West Texas Intermediate was down 0.5% to $75.43 a barrel. Now, according to a Labour Department report released on Thursday, the rate of price spikes over the previous year unexpectedly increased in September as decision makers considered the next course on interest rate. The cost of goods and services across the U.S. economy is measured by the Consumer Price Index, which climbed by 0.2% in the month of March. This results in an annual inflation rate of 2.4%. The two figures exceeded the Dow Jones consensus by 0.1 percentage points. Core prices rose by 0.3% month-on-month when food and energy were excluded for an annual rate of 3.3%. Argentina's monthly inflation rate fell to its lowest point since late 2021, which was a major victory for President Javier Milei, who has made cutting price spirals the main focus of his government. September saw a 3.5% increase in consumer prices over the month of August, less than the 3.6% median prediction of Bloomberg's panel of experts. Inflation this year dropped to 209% according to government figures released on Thursday. Since May, inflation has been 4% or such. Now, AMD has unveiled a brand new AI chip that directly targets NVIDIA's GPUs or data center graphics processors. The chip, known as the Instinct MI325X, will go into production before the end of this year. AMD announced on Thursday during a press conference introducing the new offering. Developers and cloud giants may view AMD's AI processors as a close replacement for NVIDIA's products, which might put pressure on NVIDIA's pricing. Over the past year, NVIDIA has enjoyed gross margins of about 75% due to the huge demand for its GPUs. And here in Nigeria, the national oil firm, the NNPC, is accused by the Independent Petroleum Marketers Association of Nigeria of wanting to sell them fuel at over 1,000 naira per litre, while they are only paying less than 900 naira for it from the Dangote Refinery. IPMAN has denounced the recent increase in petrol prices. In an interview on Thursday, IPMAN's national president, Abubakar Garima, said that even though they have made down payments, marketers have not been able to obtain petroleum products from NNPC since the price increase. According to Garima, NNPC procures goods from the Dangote Refinery for less than 900 naira, but tries to charge merchants between 1,010 naira and 1,050 naira for them. And those are your headlines going into the weekend.
So the confusion continues, like I was saying yesterday. So IPMAN is now coming out to say the NNPC wants to charge them more. So what happened to the conversation as regards the oil marketers are now going to Dangote to buy products directly? So where did the increase come from? If that report still says that even what most of the oil marketers had paid for, they are still being supplied. In fact, they will be supplied for the next 2 weeks at the Dangote Refinery. And that benchmark was about 776. So that was at variance with the figure the NNPC quoted that they bought from Dangote Refinery. Yes. So when I say NNPC is not telling truth, I've been vindicated again. I hate to say I told you so. I hate that in my life, but I've been vindicated again. Because obviously, Dangote didn't say how much you sold to the NNPC. The NNPC came ahead and brought out a price range of over 800. And Dangote said, no, we didn't sell at that price. But guess what? The initial speculation of 7-something is what the marketers are now saying that they got it from the refinery. So they are still buying at that rate. NNPC has increased price to 1,030. So you can see the conundrum going on. And with all of this, there's still queues on the streets of Lagos. Yeah. People can't buy fuel. As of this weekend, I'm going to be totally out of fuel. So please, if I cannot meet my engagements, you want me somewhere this weekend, it's because I don't have fuel. And that's the sad reality of things. As regards Milei, the truth has to be said, I do not subscribe to the heavy cuts Mele is doing. You can have quick bumps in inflation numbers by saying, okay, you had some leeway in inflation numbers, but you have also increased a lot of poverty in Argentina.
Don't cry for me, Argentina.
Oh, obviously he's not a Vita. He's not a Vita. Neither is it part of the Isabel Perón dynasty or the Juan Perón dynasty himself. So that's the problem, because you're trumping on poverty at the same time. You need to be able to cushion the effect. What he's trying to do is the same cuts the Conservative Party did in the UK, and that's how they've destroyed the NHS till date.
Right, still on Argentina very quickly. I know he tweeted, that's Milei, saying, you've never seen inflation being fought like this before. It takes a little longer, but it's genuine. That's, according to him on X. Well, what can we say? I think it's going to take time for us to be able to really judge him. You're squeezing your face at me, Mr. B, but, I think he's got a mess. He's dealing with an absolute mess. He's been very bullish and aggressive about how he's dealing with it. I think it's fantastic that he's pushing for austerity, but I think it's the same criticism that we give at home here, where we say we can't do everything at the same time. You can't throw everything at your problems and expect predictable results. So it will be interesting to see whether history will vindicate him, but I will continue to watch the economic indices.
Okay, very quickly, the stories that interest me. One, you talked about artificial intelligence. We seem to be seeing a lot of advancements in artificial intelligence, robotic intelligence. Now, yesterday, Elon Musk launched what he called the cyber car, which was done in Burbank, California. This is supposed to be, a self-driving car. So artificial intelligence technology is getting so advanced that people are now experimenting with cars that will drive themselves. I don't know whether that will have a place on Nigerian roads. Now, Boeing, is having issues with its staff over labor conditions. Yeah. Now, Boeing has filed, unfair labor practices against the machinists, the International Union of Machinists, over 30,000 of them who down tools in September and who have refused the offer first of 25% pay rise over the next 3 years, increased to 30%, and then they said no. It was a unilateral decision. So there is a stalemate at Boeing. That's likely to affect profit and also affect the largest automaker in the world. Google is going to court. Department of Justice is saying that it will file, for remedies to make sure that Google's violation of Section 2 of the Sherman Act, as decided in August by a federal high court, is not allowed. And Justice Donato also ruled that indeed, Google is guilty of antitrust violations. So these are some of the issues there. As for petroleum price in Nigeria, I guess we have two guests on that. So we'll have a chance to look at that in greater detail.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.